General Hospital spoilers tease that Jerry has unexpectedly returned to Port Charles, bringing with him a mysterious story and motives that no one could have predicted. However, this time, Jerry's return isn't just to cause trouble or enact dangerous schemes like in the past. The new storyline is slowly revealing that Jerry is ready to do whatever it takes to free Jocelyn from the control Brennan is imposing on her. Brennan, with his sophisticated manipulation plans, has driven Jocelyn further apart from her family and friends, placing her in a dangerous situation she doesn't fully realize. With a strong protective instinct, Jerry has decided to intervene, despite the potential consequences. This new development is taking things even further as Jerry starts acting boldly to break Brennan's control. He uses his skills and underground connections to gather information about Brennan, while trying to approach Jocelyn without scaring or arousing suspicion. Jerry begins by secretly tracking Brennan's activities, recording his meetings and transactions in Port Charles. He also contacts Sunny and Jason to share the information he's gathered, hoping that they will collaborate with him to protect Jocelyn from the growing threat. But the biggest shock of all is the newly revealed truth: Jerry is not actually Jocelyn's uncle, as everyone thought, but her biological father. This revelation turns Jocelyn's world upside down and opens a new, dramatic chapter in the Jacks family story. Jerry has kept this secret for years, for reasons only he knows, but now he realizes that to save Jocelyn from Brennan, he needs to reveal the truth. The fact that Jerry is Jocelyn's biological father changes the dynamics between characters and raises big questions about Carly's past and the secrets she has kept for so many years. Why did Carly hide this truth? Did she know that Jerry was Jocelyn's father from the beginning, or is this a secret she just discovered? And if Carly knew, can she explain why she kept it from her daughter? This truth also forces Jocelyn to face an internal struggle. Can she accept Jerry as her father and give him a chance to protect her? Or will she continue to distance herself because of his questionable actions in the past? Jerry, once seen as a dangerous villain in the eyes of many in Port Charles, now faces the greatest challenge of his life, proving that he deserves his daughter's love and trust. Meanwhile, Brennan remains unaware that Jerry is secretly watching him and preparing for a confrontation. Brennan continues to manipulate Jocelyn with sweet words and fake actions designed to solidify her trust in him. He has successfully made Jocelyn feel that only he truly understands and can protect her from outside dangers. This makes Jerry's task even more difficult, as he not only has to confront Brennan, but also break the psychological wall Brennan has built around Jocelyn. As the story progresses, Jerry begins using bolder methods to approach Jocelyn. He anonymously sends her letters containing information about Brennan's past, hoping this will make her start questioning him. He also attempts to reach out to Carly to convince her to help him remove Jocelyn from Brennan's control. However, Carly still has many doubts about Jerry's true motives and is uncertain whether she can trust him after all that he has done in the past. An emotional storm is brewing as Jocelyn begins to notice odd behaviors in Brennan and starts to question whether he is truly who he claims to be. The anonymous letters from Jerry plant seeds of doubt in her mind, but they also confuse her about who she can really trust. As things reach a boiling point, a big showdown between Jerry and Brennan seems inevitable. Jerry knows that to save Jocelyn, he must act quickly and decisively before Brennan can take her farther away or harm her. But the big question remains: will Jocelyn accept the truth about her relationship with Jerry before it's too late? And can Port Charles survive the emotional storm and conflict brought by Jerry's return? Jerry's return not only causes an earthquake within the Jacks family but also opens up new possibilities for other storylines in Port Charles. One thing is certain: this story will forever change how everyone views the Jacks family and the complex relationships between the characters on General Hospital. Fans are eagerly awaiting to see whether Jerry can truly save his daughter and atone for his past mistakes, or whether he will become the source of a new tragedy in Port Charles. Jerry caused a huge shock in Port Charles when the truth was revealed that he was the one who poisoned Carly. This act was not just personal revenge, but also stemmed from the dangers he believed Carly had brought upon Jocelyn through her manipulative relationship with Brennan. The interaction between Carly and Brennan has become the center of new conflicts, making Jerry more obsessed with protecting his daughter from negative influences. The new crazy story is unfolding as Jerry, known for his bold and dangerous actions, decides to carry out a dark plan to punish Carly. He believes Carly not only failed to protect Jocelyn but also put her in a dangerous situation by allowing Brennan to control her life. To Jerry, this is not just a disappointment but an unforgivable betrayal. The shift in Jerry's approach is making things more complicated than ever. He is no longer just acting as a simple villain but is now showing a more complex psychological depth. Jerry doesn't just want to punish Carly, he also wants to expose the truth about Brennan, whom he believes is using Jocelyn to carry out even more dangerous plans. However, Jerry's act of poisoning Carly has placed him in a difficult situation, as it makes him lose any chance of rebuilding trust with Jocelyn. A new storyline about adjusting actions is slowly forming as Jerry starts to realize the consequences of what he has done. Carly, though poisoned, survived, and now she is determined to expose Jerry to all of Port Charles. Their relationship is more strained than ever as Carly not only faces physical harm but also struggles with the fact that the man who was once her daughter's uncle is the one who tried to kill her. Jerry's growing obsession is becoming more apparent as he continues to track every move of Jocelyn and Brennan. He cannot stop thinking about how to save his daughter from Brennan's control, even if it means sacrificing everything he has. At the same time, Jerry is torn by guilt over what he did to Carly and the growing distance between him and Jocelyn. This story is unfolding into a series of dramatic situations in Port Charles. Sunny and Jason, after learning the truth about Jerry's actions, begin planning to confront him and protect Carly from any future threats. Meanwhile, Jocelyn starts to feel trapped between two worlds. One side is her mother, who is trying to protect her from Jerry. The other is Jerry, who claims to be her biological father and says that all his actions are out of love for her. As things continue to escalate, the big question remains. Can Jerry redeem himself by exposing Brennan and saving Jocelyn from his control? Or will poisoning Carly be the end of any chance he has to repair his relationship with his daughter? One thing is for sure, this story will forever change the relationships between the characters in Port Charles and open up new possibilities for future storylines. Fans are eagerly waiting to see if Jerry can overcome his past mistakes, and whether Jocelyn can find forgiveness for the father she just discovered. At the same time, they fear that Jerry's obsession could lead to even more catastrophic consequences, not only for the Jacks family but for all of Port Charles. This storyline is slowly becoming one of the most dramatic in General Hospital's history. Jerry is secretly planning to create a significant advantage for the last member of the Jacks family. But this is not just an act of protection, it carries complex and dangerous motives. While Jerry claims that all his actions are meant to protect Jocelyn, the truth behind his plan is much more intricate. Jerry not only wants to save Jocelyn from current threats but also aims to strengthen the Jacks family's position in Port Charles, regardless of the consequences this may bring. Jacks, Jocelyn's biological father, is also returning with a new madness as he begins to adjust his approach to the current situation. After years of absence, Jacks realizes that Jerry's return is not just a family reunion but also a warning of looming dangers. Jack starts investigating Jerry's true motives and uncovers the dark past between Carly and Jerry. These secrets not only disrupt relationships but also raise significant questions about honesty and trust within the Jacks family. The dark past between Carly and Jerry includes underground deals, dangerous schemes, and emotional moments they've tried to keep hidden for years. This truth introduces a new obsession for Jocelyn, who is already caught in family conflicts. She begins to feel that everyone around her is hiding something, driving her further away from both her mother and the two men who claim to want to protect her. The new obsession Jocelyn is experiencing is not only about the complex relationship between Carly and Jerry but also about her sense of being lost as she faces family secrets she never knew about. Questions like, who is truly my biological father, and what did my mother do to cause all of this, continually haunt her mind. This makes Jocelyn emotionally volatile, leading to impulsive actions that could put her in even more danger. As things escalate, Jerry starts using the dark past between him and Carly as a tool to manipulate the situation. He reveals parts of the truth to Jocelyn but always withholds crucial details to ensure she will depend on him to uncover the full story. At the same time, Jerry tries to convince Jax that they need to cooperate to protect Jocelyn from Brennan, who is tightening his control over her. Jax, although still suspicious of Jerry's motives, realizes that he has no choice but to work with his brother if he wants to protect his daughter. However, this cooperation is not easy, as they constantly argue about the best approach. Jax wants to solve the problem transparently and legally, while Jerry believes that only power and underground tactics can defeat Brennan. The story becomes even more complicated when Carly discovers that Jerry is using their past to manipulate Jocelyn. She decides to confront Jerry directly, demanding that he stop influencing her daughter. However, this confrontation reveals more secrets Carly has tried to hide for years, making her relationship with Jocelyn even more strained. As things reach a boiling point, Jocelyn is faced with a difficult decision. Should she trust Jerry, who claims to be her biological father but has a controversial past, or should she side with her mother? This decision will not only shape Jocelyn's future but will also deeply affect the relationships between the main characters in Port Charles. Jerry's return has created an emotional storm in Port Charles, permanently changing how the characters view the Jax family and their complex relationships. Fans are eagerly awaiting to see if Jerry can truly redeem himself for past mistakes or if he will continue to be the source of new tragedies in Port Charles. One thing is certain. This story will open up new possibilities for future storylines and lay the groundwork for even larger conflicts in General Hospital. Jocelyn is in complete shock as the truth about her identity is revealed. The information that Jerry is not her uncle but her biological father has upended her entire world. She feels as though everything she once knew about her family and life has been torn apart, leaving a void filled with confusion and pain. This truth not only shakes Jocelyn's trust in her mother, Carly, but also forces her to confront difficult questions about herself and her origins. Jocelyn always thought she understood her family, but now everything has changed. She starts to wonder why Carly kept this truth hidden for so many years and whether her mother really believed that keeping this secret was in her best interest. The feeling of betrayal from Carly makes Jocelyn feel more distant than ever from the mother she once saw as her protector and biggest advisor in life. At the same time, Jerry's appearance as her biological father brings up complex emotions, curiosity, anger, and a desire to better understand their relationship. One of the new ideas emerging about Jocelyn's actions is the adjustment of her behavior. She is no longer the carefree young girl focused solely on school and personal relationships. Instead, Jocelyn is becoming a stronger, more decisive woman, but also full of internal conflict. This change is driven by Jerry's increasing presence in her life and the dark secrets he carries. New dark ideas are starting to surface as Jocelyn begins to draw attention from the WSB, the International Intelligence Agency with which her stepfather, Sonny, had indirect ties. The WSB has recognized Jocelyn's potential after she inadvertently became involved in dangerous situations involving Jerry and Brennan. They start approaching her with tempting offers to train as a spy, promising that it is the best way to protect herself and her family from the lurking threats. However, Jocelyn's involvement with the WSB opens up a new disaster. She starts to feel pressure from all sides, from Carly, who wants to protect her daughter from the dangers Jerry brings, from Jerry, who claims that all his actions come from love for her, and now from the WSB, an organization trying to pull her into the dangerous and complex world of espionage. Jerry's new presence in Jocelyn's life only heightens the tension. He not only tries to rebuild his relationship with his daughter but also uses every opportunity to manipulate the situation to his advantage. Jerry begins to give subtle advice on Jocelyn accepting the WSB's offer, suggesting that he could help her through the training process by sharing his past experiences. The story becomes even more complicated when Brennan discovers that Jocelyn is being watched by the WSB. He starts to feel that she could become a significant threat to his plans if she decides to join the agency. Brennan intensifies his efforts to manipulate Jocelyn, using sweet words and fake actions to reinforce her trust, while trying to sabotage any decision she might make regarding the WSB. Meanwhile, Carly is struggling to maintain her role as a mother in Jocelyn's life. She knows that the truth about Jerry has deeply hurt her daughter. And she feels helpless that she cannot immediately fix this mistake. Carly tries to advise Jocelyn to stay away from both Jerry and Brennan. But she realizes that each piece of advice is only making her daughter more distant. As things reach a climax, Jocelyn faces a difficult decision. Should she accept the WSB's offer and step into the dangerous yet opportunity-filled world of espionage? Or should she keep her distance from this organization and focus on resolving the complicated family issues between Carly and Jerry? This decision will not only shape Jocelyn's future but also deeply affect the relationships between the main characters in Port Charles. The truth about Jocelyn's identity has opened a new dramatic chapter in General Hospital. Fans are eagerly waiting to see if Jocelyn can overcome this shock and find the strength to take control of her life, or if family secrets and pressure from the WSB will push her into an inescapable dangerous spiral. This story is also laying the foundation for larger conflicts between the main characters in Port Charles. Sonny and Jason are beginning to doubt Jerry's true motives as he claims to want to protect Jocelyn but uses controversial methods. At the same time, Carly must face pressure from both Brennan and Jerry as they try to influence her daughter in different ways. As the storyline continues to unfold, one thing is certain. General Hospital is entering a new era full of drama and surprises. Will Jocelyn find her own path amid all this chaos? Or will Port Charles witness more tragedies before everything is resolved? Only time will answer this question, but fans are sure this story will forever change how we view the Jacks family and the complex relationships between the characters in Port Charles.